What's happening, party people? Listen, this is a very, very important message, and I really want you to take some time right now to not be distracted and to allow yourself to fully engage with what I'm about to drop because it's going to have a very significant impact on the outcomes for you and your family for a very, very long time, provided that you implement what I'm going to share. Words have power. Words have power. The words that you choose to allow in and focus on, the words that you put together to formulate a sentence into a paragraph, into a narrative, into a story that supports the who am I in this journey called life are essential to your creativity, to your production, to your outcomes, and the life that you are leading and living. Have you ever seen a video, an example, when someone calls and they pretend to be someone else? They call them prank videos, and they'll call someone and say, hey, I'm so and so, and you left something here, and what you left behind has been connected to a drug cartel, and we're on our way to arrest you. And the person on the other phone is like, wait a minute, I didn't leave anything, and that wasn't mine. No, you got me, you have the wrong person. And they're like, no, they're going to be knocking on your door any second right now. I'm sorry, we're coming. And the person's like, no, it wasn't mine. And you can hear the energy and the emotion going up, the anxiety going up. And it all starts from words. And the person's entire state changes. And then they say, oh, we're just pranking, we're just fooling around. And the person's like, oh my God, you gave me a heart attack. Oh my God, you guys are so crazy. Woo! And they're like relieved and they're laughing most of the time. Sometimes they're still upset. But their entire state changed because of words. Have you ever had someone and you see a commercial or someone wins the lottery and their entire emotional state changes because someone delivered a message to them? It's not that they actually had millions of dollars put in their hand. That hasn't happened yet. They're simply getting a message, and that message changes their entire state. Words. Your words have power. The words that you tune into have power, because what you tune into, you turn into. We're in a season right now, and have been for quite some time, where the social media landscape and the internet has absolutely inundated our timelines, our perceptions, our sensatory. We've been overwhelmed and overrun with messaging and words of someone else's agenda. And I have watched, as you have too, people that we're friends with, that we know, acquaintances, colleagues, get sucked into all kinds of vortexes of words, sentencing, and information. And their entire emotional state changes. Their entire focus changes. And all of a sudden, there are some people that had goals and dreams and aspirations, and they have completely gone off track because they have gotten into someone else's agenda. It's just an observation. It's not a right or wrong thing, but it's the power, ladies and gentlemen, of words. I'd like for you to think about some specific goals that you have for yourself in your life. I'd like for you to spend some time, as you and I are having this conversation, this virtual interaction, think about some very specific outcomes that are very important to you. And ask yourself, what are the words and the sentences and the paragraphs, the narratives and the stories that I'm buying into that support that outcome? that I'm buying into and giving time, energy, effort, and focus into that are going to get me to that destination that I am so excited about. I haven't received the millions of dollars yet, but the message has already been delivered from me to me, because that's what I'm focusing on. And I'm making a conscious, deliberate, determined, and directed effort to put my energies and focus on messaging and words that support that outcome. In other words, when I turn on my phone and I'm going to have some leisure time, perhaps on my way to the job, or on my way to pick the kids up, or on my way to the grocery store, or on my way to the gym, I'm going to tune into some messaging and languaging that are specific to my outcome. If it's to be a better father, if it's to be a better husband, if it's to be a better provider, if it's to be a better skill set within my profession or my career, if it's to be a better leader, if it's to be a better business owner, I'm going to focus in and listen to messaging that is in direct alignment to the outcome, not messaging that has nothing to do with my destination. Because I understand that when I hit my destination, I become more useful to helping someone else get to theirs. When I focus on my specific outcomes and achieving my goals, I now have position and power to empower someone else. When I have success, it allows me and empowers me to help someone else create more success in their journeys as well. Words have power. What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you writing? When you're talking to yourself, what is the language that you're having in that inner conversation? Is it empowering language? Is it a destination language? Are you living in your future? Do you understand that your current circumstances are not your conclusion? Do you understand that that vision that you're cultivating can be manifest if you sell out 100%, if you're all in on your vision, if you're all in on your outcome, if you're all in on that positive focus, and then having the actions that are in alignment with that, so that when you speak, when you envision, when you're conversating with others and yourself, it is all in alignment with the outcome that you're committed to. The most important conversations that you're ever going to have are the conversations that you have with yourself. Listen, David Goggins said, if you allow your mind to control you instead of you controlling your mind, you're fucked. Because your mind knows you better than anybody else. Nobody can trip you up the way that you can. Nobody can mess you up the way that you can. Nobody can take you down the toilet bowl flush of negativity and toxicity and stress the way that you can. So if you make the decision that I am going to determine what I focus on, not my mind, me. I will not be my mind's bitch. I'm going to run my mind. I'm going to focus and determine where I put my energies and effort, and I'm going to be the creator of my destination. I'm going to create the narrative. I'm going to choose the words and put them together in the formulation of sentences that turn into paragraphs that create the narrative to lend itself to my success. You see, when you go to a movie, you're not seeing the first draft of the movie. When I was living in New York City, we shot a movie and we did it in the Wall Street district. It's called Inside Man. It's a Spike Lee joint. It's with Denzel Washington, Jodie Foster, Clive Owen, the late, great Christopher Plummer, and many others. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Great film. Well, when we did the table read, ladies and gentlemen, that first table read, that was not the final finished script when we were shooting. That was not the finished product. There were edits to the script because we have to take some things out and put some things in to make it cleaner and more efficient before we bring it to the world. You are not a finished product. You are an evolution. You're not a tree. You get to evolve. And so you can take the words and you can formulate a sentence that supports your growth. You can formulate a paragraph that supports a higher version of yourself, a person that is strong, that is focused, that is committed, a person that is positive, a person that is contributing, a person that is doing the work day in and day out to make this world a better place, a person that is solution oriented, that is focusing on being an overcomer, that is turning obstacles into opportunities. Those paragraphs create a narrative, and that narrative tells a story of who you're becoming. Because you know that where you are is not where you're going. You know that your vision is far more compelling than your current circumstance. You know that you're committed to not be distracted, to not allow the noise to come in and take you off course, because life is a fight for territory. As soon as you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Words have power. Make sure that you're putting words together in such a way that they're empowering you, that they're empowering others. Make sure that the books that you're reading are lifting you up. Make sure that the information that you're allowing into your sphere, into the most powerful tool in the universe, the mind, and that you're controlling your mind and your mind is not controlling you, because if your mind is controlling you, you're exactly. Your mind is going to want to get you distracted. Your mind is going to, it knows all your weak spots. It knows what's going to distract you. It knows what's going to mess you up. You got to determine, I'm in control of my mind. My mind doesn't control me, because I'm choosing the words that formulate the sentences, that create the paragraphs, that create the narrative that tells the story of a greater version of me. Go out here and make it a story that's worth telling, a story that's worth repeating, a story that's worth reading, a story that's worth retelling years and years and years after you're gone. Have a powerful, powerful day of creation, impact, and evolution.